thrilled to be here with the newest Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner. Mr. Secretary, welcome.
Great, thank you. Happy to be with you,
Or I
Chris.
guess I shouldn't welcome you to your own offices or your own town, but how does it feel, Cabinet Secretary?
You know, it's very exciting, very humbling. It's a great privilege to serve in this role, and I want to thank the President for his confidence in me, and also, the American people for giving us another opportunity to make America great.
Now, I know that your background is a little bit, you held some offices in Texas, so you're not totally new to politics in this scene, but people should know, and this is the fascinating thing about you, if they don't know, that you also had a career in the NFL. And what is fascinating to me is, I don't know how many NFL players have gone to cabinet secretary. Yeah. Are you the first?
Second, Jack Kemp.
Of course.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. Jack
Yes,
Kemp,
sir.
of course. But that's a pretty elite club.
Yeah, it's a small group, but hopefully, that I could set the example that Secretary Kemp set. And set that example for other professional athletes that aspire to public service.
What is item number one at HUD because I don't think to be candid, that's one that I think a lot of us don't know a lot about.
Yeah.
But you're hip deep in it already.
Yes.
What's item number one at Housing and Urban Development?
Well, housing and urban development, we serve the most vulnerable people in our country by way of housing. We deal with homelessness. We deal with disaster recovery. And a lot of people don't know, you think about housing and urban development, you think about just housing in urban neighborhoods, but we serve urban, tribal, and rural. We also deal with the homelessness issue in our country, homelessness for families, single individuals, single mothers, veterans, working with the Veteran Administration. And so, HUD it's a big deal in our country because housing impacts and touches everyone. And that's a big reason why I love HUD is because you get to touch people. Housing doesn't have a party. Poverty doesn't have a party. It's not Republican. It's not Democrat. Poverty impacts all of us either directly or indirectly. And so I consider it a great privilege to serve at HUD. And so the first thing is to make sure that HUD is fulfilling its mission. HUD has had record funding in the last few years and has not fulfilled its basic mission. That's not okay with me. That's not okay with President Trump or the team that we have at HUD.
That brings me to DOGE.
Yes.
I suppose every single secretary has to probably talk to Elon Musk and his team at some point.
Well, yeah, we have a great DOGE team, that we work very closely with at HUD. Last week, I launched a DOGE task force at HUD, and we've already found $260 million in savings and $1.9 billion in misplaced funds from the Biden administration.
Wow. Where are they misplaced?
Well, there's a process at HUD, and we're identifying, where they should be. But our goal is to return it back to the Treasury so that it could be used properly for the American people. That's a lot of money, almost $2 billion.
Dr. Carson and I once talked about, and I think Dr. Carson's issue was always that government in and of itself was not, it didn't function to lift people up, to better themselves. It sort of kept them, I'm paraphrasing, but he often would complain that it sort of kept people where they were rather than aspiring to come up.
Right.
Is that a goal of yours? Do you share that point of view?
Yeah, so my goal is to not how many people we can get on HUD programs, but how many people we can get off of HUD programs. Yes. So that people can, realize the American dream as it pertains to home ownership, as it pertains to fulfilling their God-given potential, as it pertains to working and restoring dignity back into their families. And so to give a hand up, is our goal, to give up out of poverty, up out of living on government subsidies and being self-sustaining.
Yes.
And I think that's where Dr. Carson is coming from. The government doesn't do a good job of helping people to fulfill their potential. These safety nets, social safety nets, were never meant to be a hammock, but instead a trampoline.
Before I let you go, out of morbid curiosity, do you still follow the game? And
Yes.
if so, who's your team?
Redskins.
Are they still?
I'm enduring to the Redskins because that's where I got drafted.
I got to tell you, man, they look special.
they
They're coming
are.
on, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. They'll be fun to watch. And now you have a front row seat.
I
You
sure
can probably
do.
get good seats anytime you want now, can't you?
I'd imagine I can get some good ones because I'm a former player.
Well, that too. That didn't hurt. Mr. Secretary, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.